Now we will have the pleasure to meet a real-life inventor. His booking solutions from his company Elan Technologies are used by 80% of the world's top airlines. This incredibly smart man started his career building computer games for Nintendo when he was only 16 years old.
And now, as the CTO and owner of CarTrawler, he is, among other things, working with making systems more efficient and profitable. Please welcome Bobby Healy from CarTrawler. Okay, so yeah, welcome back, Bobby. You can have the clicker if you want.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Malmö. So
I'd get my phone ready for
yeah, get it ready. His one from 1997.
1998.
The eBay purchase. Okay, so I have a question for you. Why rental cars? How did you get into it? Why did you choose that? Do you have a passion for rental cars?
No, car. The only thing sexy about car rental and rental cars is these red shoes here. It's an awful industry, but that's if you operate it. We don't own any cars. We don't wash cars. We don't nothing to do with cars. We aggregate them and we sell them through, which is a beautiful business.
Okay.
Now, if you look at the technology challenge for airlines or big OTAs to actually do that, it's not worth the money for them or the effort or the hassle to do it. So it's a perfect marriage, technology and product.
Okay.
So no brainer.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna let you start actually. So we're not gonna hold you up. You can have
All
your
right.
keynote. Go for it.
Okay,
Good luck.
first is the man with the light ready for my selfie?
Yes.
So my mother wants to know what the audience looks like. So we're going to do a selfie. So I want you all to wave to my mother. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. It's a good one. So hello everybody from my mother and from me. I offered to do this talk in Swedish, but apparently not enough Swedes in the audience. I travel all around the place. First of all, I'm a computer programmer. That's what I do. I'm an owner in CarTrawler. We're a relatively small business, 250 people. About half of my time is writing code. So I know exactly how to get things done. There's no barriers for me, so I get to try out lots of stuff. So therefore, actually I'm full of failure. 9 out of 10 things that I do doesn't work out, but it's easy for me to try stuff out, and it's easy because I own the company to do things without getting in trouble. So most of what we do is actually trial and error. And trial and error is difficult when you don't have much data because you don't really know if it worked or if it didn't work. So the noise is bigger than the truth. We have 500 million customers that we present product to every year. It'll be 700 million next year. And we sell just short of 30 million car rental days every year. So we have a lot of traffic that I can take 2 or 3% of our traffic and try something out and get a very accurate result with very little room for statistical error. So we've transitioned from, at the start of our business, building a sexy, good-looking product that's easy to integrate with good car rental to a number of different things that we do to optimize. So really, we're a company all about optimization now rather than doing any hard work. Because of our data, we can do that. So for us, optimization takes a few different kind of areas. There's data science, which is making real-time decisions based on historical data, as opposed to business intelligence, which is do nothing with historical data, just looking at it and reporting on it. Conversion. I think the title of my talk is about conversion. I never stick to the title, but I will in this case, and I'll talk about it. You don't need to look too much at my slides unless I point at them, because I never stay on the slide deck. A very unstructured person. So I'm just going to talk mostly. So I'm going to talk about conversion. I'm going to talk about retailing, online retailing, and the science of behavioral economics. If anyone knows the area, there's a famous guy called Dan Ariely, professor of behavioral economics in Duke University, wrote a book called Predictably Irrational, and the science of how people behave in a very irrational way when they make purchases online, but in a predictably irrational way. And that actually, believe it or not, translates into action that you can take if you're an online retailer that will make a difference to your business. So the shop window for us we're a B2B business primarily. We have 70 airlines that we do business with, that we provide their exclusive car rental for, and we operate all over the world. We have a big business in Asia now and China. We started off in Europe, but we're pretty much, we sell every single day in 174 countries in 41 languages. So we're very distributed. That's good and bad. First of all, I think we're going to switch to a video. Yes, we are.
It's a great day, I'm feeling good. Oh, the possibilities of what I could, do with the world at my fingertips. My imagination brings a smile up to my lips. Oh, fascinated, I'm moving fast. Oh, I'm optimistic as the days go past. Oh, opportunity is here for me, so come along and take a look, because I want you to see. The world is yours, look a little bit closer. If you want it, come and get it. You can take it over, you can make your tomorrows what you want them to be. You got the power in your hands to shape your history. You gotta take it up a level and go up higher. Put more fuel in the tank and turn up the fire. Come on and take a leap into your destiny. And come on up, come up with me. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up to the top, won't stop. Now I'm feeling it. Celebrate life, good times all around. I wanna keep it simple so it's not complicated. And what goes up doesn't have to come down. Oh, it's looking like another Sunday, Sunday. Good days are here, no, I'm not waiting on one day. Get up, get moving, and come on and see, because it's time to live a life that's happy and free. Yeah. The world is yours, look a little bit closer. If you want it, come and get it. You can take it over, you can make your tomorrows what you want them to be. You got the power in your hands to shape your history. You gotta take it up a level and go up higher. Put more fuel in the tank and turn up the fire. Come on and take a leap into your destiny. And come on up, come up with me. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up, 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 and up, up, up. We're going up.
That video was about communicating some facts, but the song was about communicating the feeling in our business and the speed at which we work and how much fun it is. As I said, we're a very distributed business. The data science part of what we do has been fairly new for us. We've only been doing this for about 2 years. So I would say we're about even with where the rest of the world is, possibly ahead. But a data scientist is the unicorn, right? The data scientist doesn't exist. This is a person who understands mathematics, they understand statistical modeling, they understand computer science, they can probably program. Our data science, the cost is the people. We use open source open source software and a language called R for crunching huge amounts of numbers, and we have about 100 billion records on our database, not a database, in our flat file system that we use to calculate prices. We change prices every 60 seconds for our main product, for the top 10% of our product, where we sell most of our volume, and we change about 4 million other prices every 60 seconds. And so it's really about lightning fast reaction to what essentially is a commodity product using the unicorn. Next part is what you retail, the actual product that you decide to retail. Car rental is a commodity product, as I've said. A Ford Mondeo is a Ford Mondeo. You know, what's the difference? If I have Hertz or if I have Avis, they're great brands. Why do I need anything more than that? Consumers behave like children online, and they're very, very demanding, but they don't state that to you. For us, it's about choice. With a commodity product, you must, just like in a supermarket, provide a full choice to provide trust for your consumer. If the consumer believes they may find a better price elsewhere, or that you're providing a biased representation of the display, your conversion will be affected. Example, Norwegian Airlines, one of our customers, flies only to 133 locations. We provide their car rental, yet they book car rental in 1,023 locations. So that's a case of where Norwegian are offering the right retailing product to their consumers. Another example, same customer, with Norwegian Airlines, 20% of car rental bookings on Norwegian are with carriers, are with competing airlines. So these are passengers of competing airlines that then go on to Norwegian to book their car rental. And that's not because our system is any better than anybody else's car rental system. It's purely because the customer needs trust. Online retailing is about installing trust into the customer so that the customer believes they're not going to get a better price or a better choice anywhere else. The next part of it is that it comes to the behavioral economics part, and I only have, I could talk about this for hours, to be honest with you, and it used to be a full hour-long presentation that I would do, but the one example I want to show you again is a Dan Ariely example that he did with theeconomist.com. This is the way The Economist sell their product now online. They have, a online only at $56, print only $125, and print and online $125. 84% of the people in Economist book the product that they want them to book. In other words, the print and online, high margin product. Why does the customer book the print and online here, the most expensive one? The reason is, in the middle, there's what we call a red herring. The product that's print only has absolutely no benefit over the print and online product. So the print and online version has a perceived benefit over the one in the middle. So the consumer, not even understanding it himself or herself, is picking the product to the right because it's better than the product to the left. They haven't even compared it to the product on the far left, because there's nothing to compare. It's online versus print, so they're just two different products. So using a commodity product, if you introduce the red herring, if you don't introduce it, the conversion goes, without the red herring, the conversion goes 68% to the $56 product and 32% to the expensive one. So simply by manipulating the product list that you display to the consumer can shift them substantially. And when we start to employ that, ideology and thinking to our own display for car rental, Ford Focus, Volkswagen Polo, whatever, they mean nothing to people really. But when we put a big sticker beside 3 Volkswagens, all the same car, same picture, same attributes, and a big green thumb saying recommended, we shift 16% of consumers to the more expensive car. So even though 81% of consumers, when they're asked about car rental, say the only thing they care about is price, that brand, quality, everything else is secondary, price, less than 40% of our customers choose the cheapest car in a set of identical cars. So if I show 4 Ford Mondeos, only 39% will choose the cheapest one. The rest of them, there's something else going on in their mind. So they're easily influenced, in other words. So if you're selling a product that is a bunch of comparable products, it's essential that in conversion testing that you start to manipulate that display to push customers towards the higher margin product, and it's very, very effective. To do this, however, is not very easy at scale. So we have, in CarTrawler, we have 35 people now in what we call a conversion team. There's 250 people in total in the company, so more than 10% of our company, all they do all day long is fart around with the site. They add stickers, they make buttons bigger, they do things that anybody else would consider irrelevant and useless. And each team, it consists of 2 people, a programmer and what we call a product owner person. And the product owner person is basically someone just to get the pictures drawn up, to bash people into shape, to get a cartoon drawn or a thumb drawn or whatever. The product owner essentially is the runner arounder, while the programmer has his headphones on. Nobody talks to him. He writes the test. He says, I want 50,000 users for this test. He switches it on. There's no testing whatsoever. He writes the code. He switches it on. He says how many users he needs to test. The test is switched on, and depending on how much he's restricted, he may have said only Swedish people or only Chinese people, whatever. Depending on how he's restricted the view set, it might take 2 days or it might take 2 months to get a sufficient sample size. When he switches on the test, he's in a sandbox. So his code that he writes, it can be as bad as he wants, but it's sandbox, so therefore it can't get out into the open and it can't cause trouble for the rest of our system. And that allows us to run about 15 to 20 concurrent tests with that team of 30 people. We'd like to get that to 200 people with about 100 concurrent tests, and we will by next year. So conversion, once you get to a certain scale, is an absolutely essential differentiator over everybody else. Your customers won't see it, they won't know it's happening, but it will deliver you 8, 10, 15% additional margin. Relevance is the next part of it, the relevant product. So again, this comes back to the data science. So the first use we made for data science was pricing and revenue management, and that's the obvious one. But the second part, and it kind of is part of revenue management, is the relevancy of the product. The previous speaker spoke about personas or archetypes, and we used to work like that, and when we work with an airline, we take that information from them to try and help us understand the relevancy, something more about the consumer. But often we don't have enough data on the consumer to fit them into any particular profile, and that's where data science is really, really useful. Data science takes seemingly anonymous data in masses, and it creates clusters and forests and nodes and forests of overlapping similar data that you can make decision trees on. And those decision trees enable you to process vast amounts of data and make decisions in an almost anonymous way. Not knowing who the customer is on your site, not knowing any information about them, but you can still have actions that are derived from that single interaction. We're forced to do that because we're car hire. Many of you already have a relationship with the consumer. You might have history, we don't, and data science gives us that. The last part of it, of what I want to talk about, was the kind of technology part. You know, again, I could talk about conversion forever. I could talk about behavioral economics forever, and then again. But the last part is about what's going on in the rest of the world. When I travel, you know, I go all over the place. The other 50% of my time when I don't have my headphones on, you know, I travel a lot and I go to a lot of conferences like this, and we're a very distributed business. So I meet customers, you know, all over the world. And last week I was in Singapore and I met a lot of our Chinese customers. I met a lot of our Asia Pac customers. And I was, honestly, you know, we've seen the mobile revolution coming. We all have tablets, mobiles, etc. We see our own traffic growing. We're at about, in the evenings, we're at about 30% tablet traffic now, and about 15, it goes up to 15% mobile traffic blended. During the day, it comes down obviously a bit. And we see, you know, a fairly linear organic growth to that. Our business in China is 95% smartphone. Most of the companies I deal with in China don't even have a desktop solution. They consider it a badge of disgust almost to have a desktop solution. The people there, they don't have desktops anymore. They never did have them. It's just gone. So for us as an international business, you know, that's starting to affect the way we behave in Europe and elsewhere. And our interaction with the consumer is different at a technical level, at the obvious way, right? Last year when I spoke, you know, at Stockholm, at the great conference in Stockholm, it was all about responsive design, and I even have the slides, you know, our marketing department can't get away from them. But we're always a year behind, you know, the slides are always a year behind the truth. right? So if you haven't already got responsive design, if you already don't support all the devices you need to support, that's pretty embarrassing, right? But actually what's going to be difficult for you is what's going to happen on this small display. How are you going to acquire customers? It's easy now on desktop. You do Google paid search, or there's all sorts of different ways. There's SEO paid search and everything, but the only winner out of the mobile revolution is Google. None of you have enough space on the mobile display to get your message across. Maybe the top 2 in a particular sector will be able to get there through paid search. There's just not enough space. It's a physical limit. And people in China understand that. They're sending iPhones to customers with their app pre-installed. They're doing all sorts of tricks. The e-ticket, for example, is a compulsory download of their app. So they're building stickiness and they're building loyalty in by almost forcing the app download. But you need to think about not just how you're going to acquire customers in the future in a mobile-only world, because that is the way it's going to go. How are you going to acquire customers? How are you going to find them, and how are they going to find you? And in terms of an economic model, how are you going to measure it? You know, there's a lot of spend on TV now. Booking.com, as you've probably heard, have done a lot of TV advertising this year. It's been very successful for them, and they're going to widen it next year. And the reason that is, just like everybody else, is that TV, as imperfect a medium as it is for advertising, is not a crowded medium for advertising. So you can actually buy cheap TV and you can watch your brand impressions rise on Google paid search, or Bing paid search, or DuckDuckGo paid search. But TV is going to get more crowded. And as paid search cost per acquisition goes through the roof, you're all going to be forced to acquire non-scientific advertising, billboards, traditional media, and so on. Now you need to be thinking beyond responsive design, beyond app, to attribution, and what is the ability to attract and to purchase a customer. Technology is very, very important in that. It's essential in that, but stickiness is also. So you need to be thinking about whatever you build, what value can you provide to the customer for that download that will make them want to keep it. Very difficult if you're a car rental guy, right? You'd have to be psychologically, you'd have to have a problem really to have a car rental app on your phone. So we need to see, well, what can we do? For us, it's the e-ticket. Stickiness, conversion, behavioral science, data science, they should all be on your radar now. Thank you. Good?
Thank you, Bobby.
Questions?
Yes. Yeah, to your question. Bobby has a question he wants to ask you guys, and he wants to see how you answer it, and he's going to give you the real answer. Or not the real answer, but the turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mentimeter.
Can we pop Mentimeter up there? Just up. There we go. You're already answering it.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
The anticipation, Bobby, what do you think?
So we did this survey with 1,800 people. I don't know how many Swedish people were in there. So I'm going to compare this, the Swedish answer. Come on, 5 people? 6? I'm not going anywhere till I get at least 15. But the future, the next speakers are cancelled. Okay, all right, 52. It's moving around, so yeah. Okay, Wi-Fi. So in our survey, it was, the highest one was Wi-Fi enabled cars, and the second one was crash-proof cars. And interestingly, 8% of our respondents said an in-car coffee machine was essential. So we still can't find those people. We assume they're in the burns unit of the local hospital. Right.
Karsten, do we have any questions on Twitter?
Twitter has a couple of questions, very interesting, different areas. One is about all these tests that you're doing. How do you combine that with actually giving a personalization experience?
Yeah, so conversion testing has nothing to do with personalization. And personalization for us, I mean, we have what we call a loyalty program. But again, car rental is a 1.1 times a year purchase. You don't build a relationship with the consumer. Where we build a personalization is in connection with our airline partners. So our airline partner, if you're booking a flight on one of our airlines, when you go through to the purchase page, you'll see a little banner there for car hire. And in that banner, we've been told all sorts of information about you in order to personalize that offer for you. So, you know, there's many different ways to do it, but essentially, again, the previous speaker spoke about business, you know, all that kind of stuff, but we work with attributes, so we'll know, did the customer purchase a flexible ticket? Did they, you know, are they a frequent flyer member? What tier are they? Have they stated any preferences? Has there been any complaints from that customer? All sorts of stuff. So that's personalization for us. It's about tailoring the offer for the consumer, the unsolicited offer for the consumer. Yep.
Can you give any examples from the conversion testings? Have you made some surprising insights?
Yeah, I used to give all these examples. We've tons that we publish, but the most stark one was, you know, I talk about Norwegian because we're in Sweden, right? So it's local. So in Norwegian, we, you know, in the flight pad, when you purchase your flight, at the end of it, after you purchased your flight, you would get your thank you page with the picture of the plane and your P&R, your record locator, and then we would sell cars. And you know, we started off, we'd have 3 cars down the right-hand side of the screen with the prices and the pictures, and click a button to take the car. When we moved that from the right-hand side of the screen vertically to the left-hand side of the screen and did it horizontally, so that the user's eyes had to pass over the offer instead of, you know, focusing on, you know, the information, we increased conversion by 16%. Sorry, we increased attach rate by 16%. So we increased an overall, the overall result was about a 5% increase in revenue for that particular partner. It's phenomenal. Then the other one, the last one is, and this is an interesting one too, again, Norwegian. Norwegian's all red, right? Like my shoes, it's all, everything's red, right? And our button to purchase the car was red as well. So you'd see the 3 cars offered to you in an unsolicited way, and you know, red button, fine, you know, you're not an idiot, you can read if it's red or green. But actually, when we turned the button into green instead of red, we had an 8% increase in attach rate. 8% more people. So 8% of people would have missed the button because it was in red, just because it blended in with the site.
Wow.
So that's about, you know, mad retailing stuff.
Yeah.
That really is. And you don't get to see the effect of changes like that unless you have a lot of traffic. So it's kind of cart before the horse problem often.
Bobby, thank you so much. It was fantastic having
Thank
you
you.
back yet again. Have a safe flight home.
Yes,
Everybody give a
indeed.
round of applause.
See you later.